when I was 18, I had to figure out how to unlock my charisma. I had been told my whole life that people found me charming, like my mom and my family, but those are people I was comfortable with. I didn't have that charm outside of that. I was only funny at home, and I was super shy and super awkward when it came to school, when it came to meeting new girls, all that stuff. I got some girlfriends out of being lucky, and I talked a little bit about that in the video I made on my story, how I got my first girlfriend. But I had never really unlocked true charisma. And the journey of learning cold approach allowed me to unlock my charisma and become okay with myself. And I'm going to show you the systems and the step-by-step format for how I unlock my own charisma and how I make sure that I'm always feeling good. But what I have to get into first is like how this actually works. So charisma is broken down into two key main aspects. Okay. And the first aspect, the first number one priority is having fun and having fun, loose, relaxed energy. Okay. If you don't have a high vibe state, it is impossible to be charismatic. You can be the most masculine man on the planet, the highest value man on the planet. But if you're not operating from a high vibe state, it is impossible to be attractive to women. Okay. It's impossible to be charismatic because you're not allowing your brain to have access to the fun parts of your personality. You're just not. So think about it like this. If you're constantly trying to hide parts of your personality, if you're constantly trying to evaluate, is this a funny thing to say? Would this be an attractive thing to say? Is this the alpha male thing to say? You're literally just limiting all of the words that can come out of your mouth, and you can't come from a place of abundance. A true alpha male, a true charismatic alpha male figure doesn't think before he speaks. Obviously, you want to not be disrespectful, but he's not worried about, is this going to hurt someone's feelings? He's just going to say what he's thinking. He's saying what is on his mind and doesn't give a fuck. And this is the key to attractive communication. Okay. Number two, you need to have this unshakable masculine frame. And I'll get into what an unshakable masculine frame is in a minute, but it's important that when I say this, especially when it comes to charisma and communication, you guys understand that you have to be able to laugh at yourself. Okay. If you can't laugh at yourself, you're fucked. Okay. So the one thing I don't want you to take away from this is like, please don't think that you have to be this super cringe red pill alpha male in order to have an unshakable frame. You really don't. Okay. So step number one, learn to have fun. All right. If you want to have some fun energy, come from a high vibe state, you need to learn how to have fun on your own and do what, you would call in the pickup community, self-amusement. Okay. So what is fun to you? You need to operate every day through this feeling of like enjoying life, right? Even if you're working hard, even if you're in the gym all the time, even if you're running a business, figure out how to make it more fun. These are a few questions that I ask myself, just a couple of questions that I ask myself to make sure I'm in a fun state, especially if I know I'm going to be talking to people. I try to do this as often as I can. Number one, how can I make life more epic? So I'll give you an example of this. I was walking around in an area in Nashville called the Gulch here, and there was just a little alleyway, like off on the side. And I was like, oh, I wonder what's back there. And so instead of keeping my life on rails and being like, no, I am an alpha male, I have to go to the thing I'm going to, I was just like, okay, well, it'd be pretty adventurous to go over there and just check out what's behind there. And there was like a cool mural. And I was like, wow, that's beautiful. I never would have seen that otherwise. Awesome. Cool. Now I know what's back there. I'm like an explorer, an adventurer, right? The second thing I'll ask myself is what would make this party crazy? And when I say party, I mean like the party around me. I'm always the party, right? That's how I try to be. I try to always bring the party, bring the fun all the time. I want to walk into a room and people light up. They're like, thank fucking God, Tim's here. Thank God. I'm so happy Timothy just walked into this room. Like, this guy's awesome. And I don't even think I'm there yet. Like, I think there's a lot of guys that are way more charismatic than I am, but I'm way better at it now. I think I genuinely, from the age of 18 to now 27, I have gotten to a point where I feel like I genuinely add tons of value to a party. I'm like, man, that party's going to be sick because I'm there. It's going to be awesome because I'm there. Rather than, man, I can't wait to go to this party because everyone else is going to be fun. No, like, I'm going to add so much to the party. So if you can ask yourself that question, what would I do to make this party crazy? What can I do to make this a better experience? for everyone involved. All right. The second step to having fun energy is having a positive attitude. Obviously, if you're going to have a high vibe state, you need to be positive. You can't be negative all the time. No one wants to be around negative energy. So one thing you can do is, you can even do this now. You can just pause the video and write down 5 things you're grateful for. So gratitude journal. All right. And another thing that I like to do, this is actually pretty huge for you guys that are afraid of rejection, is I frame everything as a positive thing. I spin everything into a positive thing. So if I get rejected, I look at how funny was the rejection. Was that a funny rejection? Like, did she look at me straight in the eyes, into my soul, and just totally ignore me? If she did, that's pretty funny. Like, that's one of the funniest things. Or if I have a really bad customer service experience, that was hilarious how bad that was. Like, it was funny. It was so bad it was funny. I always try to put a positive spin on things. If I'm the guy, this is my general thoughts on it. If I'm the guy that can bring good vibes everywhere I go, and I'm always putting a positive spin on it, that's almost always going to be a net positive to everyone around me. So people will feel like they want to give back to me. If I'm always giving a negative spin on everything, that can sometimes save people, it can sometimes help you. But most of the time, it's just going to make people feel like shit. They're going to hate it. Okay, so when you're trying to build up this positive, fun vibe, just realize nothing's that serious. Okay, nothing is that serious. I know you might be watching this and you're depressed and you're crying, right? You're so sad that your girlfriend broke up with you and now you're watching dating advice. Cool, but like at the end of the day, in 5 years, you're gonna be fine. Nothing's that serious. Okay, obviously, as long as you take some action. All right. Step number 3 to fun energy: learning to flirt. Okay, what is actually flirting? Right? I have a video on how to actually flirt on the channel where I break it down pretty scientifically. But the key to flirting is to show intent. I think this is literally the definition. Show intent and show interest without serious intentions. Okay? So if I, call a woman beautiful, but I'm not really being that serious about it. Like, obviously I think she's beautiful, but I'm just willing to let her walk away. It's fine. That's flirting, right? If I'm teasing a girl and I make fun of her, but I'm not being that serious, that's flirting, right? Very simple, very easy. The key here to flirting is not take yourself too seriously. And I like to have this attitude of flirting with the world. I'm always flirting all the time. Like even with like your guy friends, you kind of flirt, but like not in a sexual way, right? Like, you give them shit, you tease them, you bust their balls, and it's fun. You're joking around. You're having a fun time. It's how you show affection towards people, right? So flirting is just an attitude that you need to have. It's not something to be ashamed of. Yeah, I'm a flirt. I'm a flirty guy. I'm very flirty. Like, I will flirt with women all the time. I'll flirt with girls in front of my wife, like, just for fun. Like, I like it. It's a fun time. And she knows that I chose her. She knows that, I'm not going to leave her for someone else. So like, why would she get jealous? Right? I'm just that fun guy to be around. And that's what she likes. She's attracted to that because I'm flirting with everything. Right? Now, if we want to get a little more autistic about it, there's 3 types of flirting. Okay. Teasing, role play, and assumptions. I talk about this in the flirting video, but here's an example of a tease. Oh, you remind me of my crazy ex. Like, yeah, I remember my ex. She was crazy. I don't know about you, right? It's a push-pull. If she's walking her dog, man, that looks like the dog's walking you right now. That's crazy. You're so tiny, right? That's a tease. Role play. Man, when we move in together, we're going to hate each other, right? Shows intent. It's fun, okay? Your parents are going to hate me, right? Just making an assumption like I'm going to meet your parents, right? It's like a role play plus assumption. Assumptions. Do you always act this rambunctious around men you're interested in? That's super wordy. I wouldn't say that now. I would say I pulled this from like an old course that I used to sell. I think honestly this might even still be an example inside my mentorship, but it's a very like wordy version. What I would probably say now is something more along the lines of like, do you always act like this around guys you like? Like, damn, that's crazy. Like, do you always act like this when you're nervous? or you seem like the type of girl that would get me in trouble, right? Those are assumptions. So there's 3 types. You can just do this all the time. Some bonus flirting tips. Okay. 1, there are certain types of assumptions you can make. This is just more you can do. So you can be like, "Oh, you remind me of this girl from a TV show," or "This is exactly like in this show where this happens," right? Or "You look like you're about to blank," or "You're this type of girl. Like you're the bookworm, nerdy type of girl. You're the super innocent, but you're not actually innocent. I can tell type of girl." Okay. Um, Another bonus flirting tip is qualifiers and reverse or disqualifiers and reverse disqualifiers. Okay. This is some kind of nerdy autistic shit. I'm just gonna move my cat out of the way. Oh man. So like for example, if I've been talking to a girl and we're getting along and she says something I don't like, I'll disqualify. And this kind of gets her to chase, right? So, "Oh, you're really growing on me, but we definitely won't get along now. I can't believe you said that." Right? That, and I say with a spark on my face, I'm having fun, but that's a disqualifier. Okay, that'll get girls to chase more. Another thing is like you can reverse disqualify. So imply that you were disqualifying her before, but now she's doing something better. And this is if she does something you want to reward. So if she says, something I like maybe she implies that she wants to kiss me, or like, oh, like she compliments me, or she says, "Oh yeah, your lips are so soft," or something, right? Or "Your lips look so soft," or like something like sexual that like implies she likes me, right? I might say, "I wasn't so sure about you. Now you're growing on me." You're like, "Oh man, you're growing on me now. I thought I didn't like you at first." Boom. It gives her that reward as if she has been chasing. It sets up that frame, and that's really powerful. There's another type of flirting, or another, not even flirting. This is like something you can do to start getting into a social flow state. Probably the most powerful tool for it, called a throwaway. Okay. This is where you just start an interaction and you throw it away immediately. So imagine this is you, this is the girl, right? You walk up to her, you go, "Hey, what's up?" Blah 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 blah. Boom, I'm out. See ya. You don't even try to stay. All right. This is really really good because it gets you into an interaction without expecting anything to come from it. And what you'll notice is a lot of times girls will seem like they want you to stay because they can tell you don't have a crazy intent. Like when I say intent, by the way, I mean that you need to have intent, like you need to show intent, but you shouldn't be worried about getting a result from her because that puts pressure on the girl. Okay. That's very important. So some examples of throwaway is like, you walk by a group of girls. "Oh, you're the crazy one, huh?" Like walk away. Right. Or, "Hey bro, I love that hat." Right. "Oh, you guys celebrating anything? Nice. Happy birthday." Cool. See ya. Go up to a group of girls. "Hey, is it girls' night?" "Yeah, it looks like it. Anyway, see you guys." Like that's it, right? "Oh, who's the mom of this group?" Like you look like the mom, and then walk away. That's it. That's all you got to do. Now, let's get into the super try hard alpha male shit of this training, which is masculine frame. Okay. A few things you can do to hold masculine frame. And this is hopefully going to be in a non-try hard, non-Andrew Tate cringe type of way. Okay. Because whenever guys talk about holding frame, I think of like, them sitting there like this, being super alpha, and that's like super cringe. You don't want to do that. Right. When I talk about holding masculine frame, it's literally just a few things. Stop apologizing for things you don't want to apologize for. Okay. Like I say in here, there's a time and place to apologize, but you're probably doing it way too much. You probably apologize too much. Say what you mean and stand by it. All right. Don't be afraid to disagree. Okay. That's number 1. Second, don't be afraid to polarize the girl. Be polarizing. So if if you don't like something, say you hate that thing. If you don't like something, or if you do like something, say you love that thing. Right. And start loading your language. I talk about this in other videos, but start loading your language emotionally and think more in extremes. All right. Third, for masculine frames, lean into everything. So the girl goes, "Oh, you're cocky." "Yeah, I am." Hold eye contact. Boom. Don't break it. Right. Lean in. It's so much better to lean into everything. So much more confident. Okay. So when she gives you shit, lean into it. She calls you cocky. She's like, "Oh, you're an asshole." "I know. God, I know. I'm such a piece of shit. It's fucking crazy." Wow. Right. Do it like that. And just don't explain yourself. All right. Don't explain yourself. Okay. All right, guys. So that was my training on how to unlock your charisma. The main part of charisma is just having fun. Okay. Just learn to have fun and take some of these concepts. These are going to really, really help you. All right. As far as like leaning to masculine frame, I can make more videos on how to have like a fun, rock solid masculine frame. But the key is just like, don't take yourself too seriously. Be able to laugh at yourself, but then lean into anything, like lean into things instead of apologize. That's the biggest thing. All right. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Let me know in the comments what you want to see from me, because I'm at the point where I'm just kind of putting out stuff and seeing what hits for you guys. If there's something you really want to know, drop it down below. If it has anything to do with getting more girls, getting better on dates, whatever. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Send this to cousin Sammy. Kind of rhymes with Barry and Larry. And yeah, cousin Sammy. He needs it.